not, will lead a delegation of clergy to Texas to make a clergy visit on these young people who are being used as a ping pong ball for an insensitive administration's immigration policy. Join me now, Republican political strategist Noelle Nikpour. Noelle, you know, this is beyond a partisan issue. George Bush, who I disagreed with, never separated parents from their children. The defense of this administration is this is a Democratic policy. No Democratic president, Barack Obama, no one has ever done this. How can they justify this in the name of, well, a policy was there when no one ever did this until now?
Well, that's true, Reverend, and happy Sunday and happy Father's Day, by the way. What I do want to say is that the law, you're right, the law has been there. And what Sessions has said is now they're enforcing that law. And yes, it's a shame. And look, I represent the GOP. There are people in my party that are furious with this. This is not really the right way to handle it. It's gotten it in the media, but it's gotten it in the media in the wrong way. And I think that this should be an emergency situation by getting Congress to work together, you know, all night long, 24 hours a day, serve them pizza, sit in there and get this working right. These children are at stake. But I think what's happening with my party, with the Republicans, is the fact that Trump and the administration has said, look, you've got to fund my wall. This is what I want. And if you'll remember, Reverend, he ran on that wall. Remember when he came down the escalator and they were chanting the wall, the wall?
He ran on the wall, but he did not run on that I'm going to take children from their parents. And then the Attorney General used a Bible verse, distorted interpretation of it, I might add, and I'll get to that later in the show, to really misuse the Bible to justify something like this. He didn't run on that, and the American people, I don't think, understood that he would use babies, I mean children, to get his wall. I mean, fine, you want to build a wall, we disagree, but you're going to hold children hostage to get your wall?
Right. Nobody likes that. And as far as the biblical reference, I'm certainly not going to argue with you on the Bible because you're a reverend and you know a little bit more about it than I do. But I will tell you this. I think that bringing the Bible to, you know, make your policies okay or make them palatable, I think is the wrong thing to do on either side. I would not be happy if a Democrat did that to justify policy, nor my party, the GOP. I'm not happy with using a biblical verse to justify your policy. So that altogether, I think, is wrong. And I will tell you this, you know, we need to watch how when people come across illegally, it's wrong. We don't like it. Nobody is for, you know, illegal immigration. But we need to watch how we treat people when they come over here, because America will be judged on how they treat people that come over here. And we're known, you know, America's known to be the great humanitarian. And this is going to give us a really bad reputation if we don't get this under control.
Well, especially, let us remember, Noelle, the world is looking at the same week we see children separated from their parents, the same week we see this picture now, this 2-year-old crying while an ICE officer pats down her mother. We see the president praising the dictator, the killer of North Korea. I mean, what kind of message are we giving the world? We can say that the head of North Korea is a smart, gifted guy because he took over his country at 26 years old. Yeah, he took it over from his dictator father and grandfather, while you're taking children and putting them in camps away from their parents. What picture are we giving the world? I hope Republicans stand up like you just stood up. It's beyond party. It's about what's right. Thank you, Noelle. And now I want to get to the